Yeah, you couldn't do that. I mean, the funny thing is, and I'm looking at one now, the Unknown Pleasures T-shirt.
Okay.
That gentleman's got over there. It's like, Werner came up and said, "Oh, that would look good on a T-shirt, wouldn't it?" No, we're not doing T-shirts. That was we don't do T-shirts. That was one of the things that we said. I don't know who does do them though. Somebody's doing well.
I think my favourite putting together was the Arthur Baker time, New York, Confusion, Things Like Us. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Going to that was Tony again. Tony, he got when he went to America. Oh yeah, New York. That's right. It wasn't also because we'd heard Africa Bombata, Soul Planet, Sonic Force. The way they nicked Planet Rock, that was right. And the way that they'd stolen Kraftwerk, basically, and put it in a kind of hip hop sort of place. So let's work with Arthur Baker, and it was actually Michael Schamberg, who's not very well at the minute, as you probably know. But Michael, apart from being a brilliant video producer, was very good at meeting people, and we went there and had cocktails with Arthur Baker, and yes, you can work with him. But that was Confusion was basically that. It was the first time that we worked with somebody who came from. We thought he'd be just like us, and he thought we'd be just like him, and we were both wrong. He said go in the studio and write a song. And we'd never done that before. We'd never gone into a studio and written songs. So we went to the studio for a week and went through every preset on the DX7. Let's record a bit of that one. I said, that's a good bell set. Let's record a bit of that one. And then he came back and said, what have you done? I listened to this. Oh my God. So at the end of the week, we just went into the studio and Arthur and John Roby, and Arthur got his 808, which you couldn't change the programs on the 808 because it had every one of his records was on it, so you couldn't change it. So that's why they were saying so. It's similar.
Oh, it's similar.
But it had the perfect beat on it. And Arthur had found the perfect beat, and he didn't want me messing with it, which I can understand. When you've got perfection, you don't want to change it, do you?
Did everybody sing on Confusion? It sounds like everyone was singing.
I did a Hey.
Did it?
Yeah.
Good. I was wondering how much singing you have done on.
Well, actually, yeah. I don't really talk about singing. Yeah. There's a videotape in existence of. Where is it now? Around. We did this in the Mars early on, the very first New York, when we were all trying to figure out who was going to be the singer, and it was like, in a way, someone should look at that, and there's a sort of Britain's Got Talent idea in there. Just get a band and don't tell them who's going to be the singer, and then somebody said, "You sing." And it was awful. I was the worst, and I came last. And then I think that Bernard and Ukia are in the one where you've got to phone in to say which one you want. It was never really decided. But Bernard, you see, when that happens, it's like top trumps. I've not done the top trumps. Top trumps of bands is that the guitarist always trumps the bass player. So that's what happens. And then the bass player trumps the keyboard player, and they all trump the drummer. That didn't sound like didn't sound like how I imagined it would. Never mind, right.
It came across pretty well.
Yeah. I've just got this pigeon in my head now and I can't get rid of it. Really. Come on, give us another question.
Jimmy, you needed a bit of singing, didn't you?
Any more? Gillian did a lovely bit of singing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Everybody went out of the studio and was like, "Can we do it?" Gillian do a bit of singing. And it was Martin's idea actually.
Right. On the down signal there, isn't it?
Yeah. I thought it was good. It's really good. In fact, Movement is with the first album. Actually, when you hear it now, I think it's really good.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
We heard it in one of them awful shops when you go in, where they sell clothes and shouldn't be playing music. Like Topshop, but not Top. They play good music in Topshop. It was like one of the American Apparel. It was one of them. They went there and they thought, "This is a good song," and it was maybe playing Movement, which maybe it's not such a bad shop after all. And it's a good T-shirt design. They're selling them later. American Apparel.
He's just having a bit of trouble, aren't you?
I am, yeah. I'm frantically trying to, but I keep coming back to the drum. It's throwing me off. Why did you have to bring Gillian into it as well? It's just awful.
So then, Power, Corruption and Lies.
Yeah, let's move on. Power, Corruption and Lies.
It's not really gone in any order. It's gone from alphabetical confusion.
Yeah, we've gone back.
Movement, but that's alright. I like the non-structure.
Power, Corruption and Lies was good because we can't. That was, I think, when we figured out how to be the order was when we did Movement. I think the reason we didn't like, I didn't like it at the time was it was a bit trying to be a bit like Joy Division, and I didn't really want to be like Joy Division anymore for some, I don't know, sentimental reason. I don't know why. I just thought we should do something different, and so we bought a drum machine and we had a synthesizer. We bought a sequencer, and then we bought another one, and because you can't have too many. And then we started. We started doing putting the drum machine through the synthesizer, and we did Everything's Gone Green, and so this is quite good. But I'm actually deluding myself because if you go back and listen to Movement honestly now, there is kind of it's kind of a bit of a disco thing going on, but it's not really there yet. And I think it gets there when you get to Power, Corruption and Lies, and when you get to the single that we never made any money on. It's a good story.
Do you want to tell people about that?
We did a record called Blue Monday that we never made any money on. Oh no, Tony never made any money on it, so it's okay, we did. It was Tony who made
Tony.
Yeah. He never let us forget that.
I've heard that story.
It's one of his best.
It was a massive story.
We never made any money. So long as the thing that why Tony never made any money on Blue Monday was because of Pete Saville, because he did the holes at the back of it. It was actually cutting the holes out that pushed it over the edge financially. And somebody somewhere, if they'd have thought, could have saved all those little bits of cardboard and sold them back on. And but they didn't. So that's Blue Monday.
That's that covered.
Yeah, we've done that. The Robin never made any money. But it was the world's best-selling 12-inch.
It was, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And it continues to
sell and
it continues to sell and appears in films like that one with Simon Pegg where he kills a zombie with it.
Oh yeah. I thought
is its best appearance.
Well, if any DJ would play Blue Monday, it's got to have it.
It's got to have it, yeah. You put it on. When was it the other night when they put it on and everyone started dancing?
They always dance.
Yeah, Toast. Apparently, and Macclesfield played it the other night and everyone started dancing. I'm not saying that's wrong, I'm saying that's good. You should put it on late and dance to it, that's what it's for. So go to Toast if you want to do that sort of thing. Or do it here.
Or anytime I do it.
Anytime.
I think Power, Corruption and Lies is my favourite for many reasons for me, because I was 16 and it's a great time. I love the sleeve with the plastic painting and the futuristic kind of things. you know, that on the side, and I like the combination of that, and whether they came up with that, or is it a collaboration working with Peter Saville, or is it?
I think that was pretty much just Peter Saville came up with all that.
Right.
Yeah, yeah.
But it is collaborative on other things, right? Can be.
He was painting my Phantom the Tour. He said, I've got this idea, it's a painting my Phantom the Tour.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Phantom. I think it was a bit like a box of chocolates. That was my Phantom the Tour, so it's obviously not a box of chocolates.
No.
You can't say that. But it's, yeah.
Wasn't it in
works.
Didn't Tony Wilson see it or something in an exhibition and called someone up and said, I think you should be on the cover of a record, or...
I've not heard that one.
That's what I'd heard, that he called up whoever kind of, you know, owned the painting or whatever at the time and said, I think there's no reason why it shouldn't be on the front cover of this record. And they couldn't find a reason why.
It shouldn't be on the cover.
Oh, it shouldn't be on the cover of a record.
It's not a box of chocolates.
No, it's not.
But it's on a record.
Exactly. So that record I bought from Woolworths, and that was kind of...
No, we're back at Sutty now.
But that was a big change though, right? I mean, you know, we've gone from, I mean, you know, obviously Joy Division and then Movement and then Blue Monday and Power Corruption Lies and being in Woolworths next to the Pick and Mix and, you know, being able to buy records there. It must have been quite a big change, really. Or was it a gradual thing? Did it feel like
no, it was always a gradual thing, really, because we did play an awful lot, quite shambolically at times, because the gear that we were using to play Blue Monday wasn't really...
Yeah, you were beginning to use stuff that hadn't really been used before, right?
Yeah, and then we found out why.
But I think a lot of people know.
Oh no, it's great when you watch it now.
Yeah.
I've got loads of videos of it. It's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
It's like this sort of tension where, what's going to happen now? It was great, but we were gigging a lot, and we never really thought about the record being in Woolworths.
No, I don't know why I asked that question, but it was just, it meant a lot to me.
Buying records at Woolworths meant a lot to me as well. Got on Saturdays, because they didn't have the things where you could listen to the records, but the girl behind the counter would always play the record that had just come in.
Yeah.
And then if you liked it, you could buy it. But yeah, Woolworths was a good place to buy records. Didn't help it though, did it?
No. Sad.
It's Iceland now.
How long?
No, that's just down there.
Oh, is it? So how about Low Life then? What happened around that?
Oh, Low Life! Nice, I'm glad you mentioned Low Life. I was wondering when we were going to get to that one. That's a classic cover, isn't it?
Yes.
I came up with that one. I rang him up, I said, Peter, put me on the front. And he said, Stephen, that's a good idea. You can do it for the chocolate box joke. And yeah. No, that was another one. We all had our pictures took. It was another competition. And I won! It's the only time I've won anything, I think. No, there was an essay competition, but we'll talk about that. Yeah, my picture was the best, so it ended up on the cover, but you can, on the CD, you can change it.
You can, yeah.
And it used to really annoy me when I went into HMV and they put Bernard's picture on the front. Because if you ever buy one from HMV that's been opened, it was me, because I used to go and open it, put my picture back on the front. Then up the bin after putting this on the front. Yeah. But Low Life was the next thing that happens after you've done, when you've done the gymnasiums and all that, then you move on to American colleges.
Yeah.
And I think Low Life was a record that we did for Quest Records, which is Quincy Jones, his label. I don't know if the thing with Quincy Jones actually came out about now. But we got asked to go on lots of... we got asked to go on Warner Brothers, I think back when we were Joy Division, and we sent